Kaspa must hold this very key price level where there is a lot of downside coming with technical analysis targets underneath 3 cents. Why is Kaspa struggling to barely stay above 10 cents? Yet you might ask, why am I still so bullish on Kaspa long term? In this video, I'm going to go over all the catalysts coming up for Kaspa and compare it to another large cap coin that I think Kaspa will follow in its footsteps. We're going to go over all of these bullish catalysts and also what is this key price level that no one is talking about, and I'll show you the pattern on the charts that could be evolving, guys. We're going to get into everything Kaspa and more. I love you all. This is never financial advice. Kaspa down almost 30% on the month. What is going on? We all thought at this point in the cycle, Kaspa would be $1, at least 80 cents, at least give me 75 cents, give me 3 quotas, but it's not, guys. It is not, sitting at under a $3 billion market cap, but I'm still bullish. I am not fading my bags. I am not doing any of that. I'm just keeping it real with every single one of y'all. We've talked about for the last year how Kaspa followed the rainbow chart, yet I think we have to let go of that for now. We can see that with the KRC20 launch right here, with the Kraken listing, it did not help revive it from the rainbow chart. So our dreams of it following along like Bitcoin is not there, but there is some scary things on the chart that I do want to get into in just a little bit. And I'm going to give y'all a key price target that I feel everyone that invests into Kaspa must be looking at. But before we get into the bad news, let's get into the good news. What are the big bullish things coming up for Kaspa? Why is Kaspa still in its infancy and we still have a huge growth ahead for this amazing blockchain? The best layer 1 proof of work coming. And let's get into it before we get into all of this potential bearish stuff. And the first thing is just supply and demand economics. We can see 88.82% of all Kaspa have been mined. That means slowly but surely there will be no more Kaspa available. That means with buying pressure going up, the price is destined to go up. The second thing, we see the hash rate continuing to grow. So even though price is declining, hash rate is growing. That means there is investing into the network. There is more miners coming online, securing the network. It wasn't too long ago we were in the petahashes, and now we're at 1.35 exahash. So this number is what I am looking for, more so than the raw price. When we see more power go into the network, that is how we know it is not going to fold over and die. But the next thing I want to talk about is KRC20. This is a lot of attention coming to the network, guys. And with the highest market cap only being 20 million, I am constantly looking for new gems, new KRC20 tokens with good teams, good fundamentals that can come in and potentially take over this number 1 spot, number 2 spot, something that has a great community. And that is no other than the sponsor of today's video, KROAK on Kaspa, guys. This is a meme coin I really like. They have a good vision behind them. The story behind KROAK is basically he was a trader. He liked trading, had a 5, 10x, 1000x watching, wanted to buy a Lambo and all that, but woke up to see everything rugged. Everyone has been a part of a bad project that absolutely rugged underneath them, and none of us ever want to be in that scenario, and that is the story behind KROAK. And we can see they're sitting at a $1.2 million market cap with a very strong community. We could see this dip that I seen when I woke up this morning. It went from about 2019 all the way down to 2013 and then got ate up like candy, guys. Ate up like candy right now, sitting at the 0.0017 level. And they've been doing a lot of big bullish things. Look at all of these exchange listings they have. Centralized exchange, Biconomy, Ascendex, Coinstore, Grovex, FameX, guys. They're on Change. They're obviously on Kaspa Bot, but there's some very bullish things in the work, guys. They're sitting at almost 1.2K followers over here on X. They launched their official merch store, guys. Send me some merch. I will gladly wear some KROAK merch, guys. They are just really building out a community, continuing to partner with other projects. They've got a game coming here, it looks like, right here with SAR. So you can see our collab with KROAK on Kaspa is official. Players must hold SAR and KROAK. But the most bullish thing out of all of this, I think, is that they are working with change to be available on Sol through a bridge. So Sol liquidity will soon be able to buy KROAK. In fact, it should be within the next 24 hours. So that allows all the people that degen over on Solana to get exposed to KROAK. And just fair warning, guys, I have seen a lot of fakes already popping up over here on Solana. So just be very, very careful. But I recommend everyone going to give them a follow on X. Take a look at everything that they're doing and how active they are. Because for a team with a $1.3 million market cap, it's extremely, extremely impressive what they've been able to build. And the chart shows that right here. So they've been listed on 5 centralized exchanges. They entered into a strategic partnership with Meme Studio, which, if you don't know, it's one of the top marketing firms in the meme space. And they also got one of the top market makers, Gatekeeper. I'm really excited to see all the future collaborations that they have, sitting at just a $1.3 million market cap. KROAK really is what is the good things with crypto. Good team, good people, good vision, guys. And I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into Kaspa. The next thing that I believe is extremely bullish for Kaspa, and spoiler alert, I also believe it is something that has hindered the price recently, is smart contract implementation. And with everyone being impatient, I want you to highlight on this right here. However, performance for the sake of performance is not the end goal for Kaspa. The broader goal is to create the ultimate layer 1 to implement smart contracts, DeFi, and layer 2 applications all over it. This is not something being thrown together by people that do not know what they're doing. This is a real team working on developing the best proof of work with scalable smart contracts and layer 2s on it. So the future Kaspa is extremely, extremely bright, and 10 blocks per second is on the way. Look at this visual right here on their website, guys. Isn't this just beautiful? But that still with all of those bullish catalysts, the price is only sitting at 11 cents currently. So although I do believe it can have a SUI type run, I want to get into this price chart, guys, and show you all the critical level that I believe Kaspa must hold here in the short term. We can see that it has bounced off of this support right here. I've been trending this for a very long time, but there is something on this chart that is very apparent to me, and there's a couple ways someone could look at it. They could look at it as a head and shoulders pattern. They could look at it as a little rolling top, if you want to call it that. But that does not stop my long-term outlook for Kaspa, but you cannot ignore the chart right here. The chart right here does look like a big head and shoulders pattern, which has a very, very, very bearish price target. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. If you don't follow me on X, I very recommend going over to X, giving your boy a follow. I posted this a couple weeks ago that there is 2 scenarios I see. One, successful bounce off the weekly trend line, and if so, people could potentially expect, based off previous performance, about a 70% return. And we can see when it bounces off this trend line, it does very, very well. And we did see a bounce off of this right here, but we have since started to roll a little bit. So is the market going to pick up? Is Kaspa going to go ahead and go back up to the 20-cent range and potentially make a new all-time high? Or is the head and shoulders pattern going to play out? The head and shoulders pattern is head to neckline, guys, essentially. That's the easiest way to do it. And like I said, it has a very, very bearish outlook, which takes it down to 0. Now, we all know that's impossible and it's not going to go down there. So what are some key support levels that we could be looking for if it did make a break? And one of them that I want to highlight is obviously from the 10-cent range down right here to about a 7-cent range. The next one that we have to look at is the 5-cent range that it was around for a very, very long time. If it goes back down to this 5-cent range and we get a reset, guys, I am backing up the Brinks truck. Baby, we are taking out a second mortgage. Daddy is loading some Kaspa. But what do I think Kaspa could potentially do. So I don't know, is the price going to go up? Is the price going to go down? But I do know that I will be prepared for either outcome of it. So although the chart looks like this right now, I believe it will look like this in the future. This is SUI, an emerging layer 1 that does have smart contracts. And you can see down here, it was around 400 million for about a year. And then it shot up and tinkered right here around where Kaspa is now. It was at 2.51 billion, fell all the way down to about 1.5 billion before really taking off this bull cycle. And so I believe that's what we're seeing with Kaspa right now. I believe this area right here around the 400 million range is what we've seen with SUI way back here. And then this range right here sitting at 2.53 billion is where we are currently with Kaspa, sitting between 5 and 3, 2.5 billion. But this parabolic shift going all the way down from 2 billion up to 15 billion is what I think is going to happen with Kaspa as soon as we get these smart contracts. Now, the cool thing to me would be that if during this bull market we get the gift of acquiring very cheap Kaspa, and that Kaspa has a bull run of its own during the overall crypto bear market. That's exactly what we seen last bear market. Kaspa did multiples, guys, and that is what I'm waiting for, and I will be here for it every step of the way, guys. But like I said, there's two outlooks that we could see potentially for Kaspa. We could see the successful bounce off this trend line that's been building since about November of 2023, or we could see the head and shoulders pattern or the rounded top play out, which does have a very bearish outlook. But like I always say, you have to ask yourself, did anything change about the project? Did the devs cheat? Did something happen? Was there some failure in the code? Did something bad happen? Is the hash rate going down? No. Nothing changed about the project. The only thing that changed is maybe it doesn't follow this mathematical power law like Bitcoin does for now. Bitcoin might not always follow this. But when we look at the data and we know that Kaspa has went from 5 cents all the way up to 20 cents and is now back up to, 12 cents over here and might fall back down, guys. We have to know what is right in front of our eyes in Kaspa. We have to know that it is the best layer 1 proof of work with the potential of having smart contracts. So my answer is the 10-cent range is what we really have to look at. Has been a psychological level that has played as very good support for Kaspa, but it might not hold if we get another downturn. So I am ready for it. But there's some extremely bullish things on the horizon for Kaspa. Smart contracts, 10 blocks per second, baby. You can't make me more bullish. But guys, I want to thank KROAK on Kaspa for sponsoring this video. Guys, go check their X out. Take a look at the chart. I'll have their link tree down below. But let me know, what do you think is going to be the outlook for Kaspa? Do you think we get scenario 1 where we potentially get the bounce off of that and go back up to a new all-time high? Or do you think the head and shoulders plays out and it is a historical, life-changing opportunity for many, guys? Watch this video up above, and if you're not a part of the Free Men of Finance family, what are we doing? Subscribe. I love you all.